Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Toy Collector Review with me, Sergeant Geek. And today we're going to check out some of these model kits that I picked up from Ban Dai. And they are the Gundam suits. Now they are 1/44 scale. And these guys got some very technical and long names. So instead of trying to say all the names, I'm just going to put it up on the screen when I show them. I did pick up one from AliExpress. My very first one. It was complicated. I did kind of cheat on that one a little bit, but it kind of opened me up to actually picking up some more models, which I did at my local Walmart because they weren't that expensive. So I picked up some more, and I'm really into these, and they look really cool. They look really awesome on display. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a look at some of these. And for any of you Gundam fans out there, there are so many different suits, so many different scales. It's unbelievable, but let's get into these three that I have right now. Alright guys, we're going to start this off with the very first Gundam suit I've ever put together, and I picked this one up off of AliExpress. I got this around May of this year, and most of you guys know I do buy a lot of stuff from AliExpress. This is one of the things that I was disappointed with. For the simple fact was the instructions were super hard to read because the print was so small on it, and not all the pieces actually fit the way they were supposed to go. They didn't fit snug, so I did have to actually use some modeling glue to glue this guy to keep him together. But once I was able to pose him up and get him on a display stand, he does look really nice. I wish that I didn't have to use the glue so I can actually use the articulation that comes in these model kits. But being that it was my first one, I thought it was pretty cool. It looks nice. I just like the way the gold plating on it shines. No matter how bright you put the lights, he's always super shiny. But guys, I got two other modeling kits that we're gonna go through. So let's go ahead and let's check out the next Gundam suit. Alright guys, so our next Gundam is the GAT-02L2 Dagger L. It's the OMNI Enforcer's mobile suit. This is from the cosmic era of Gundam. It is really cool, as you can see here. Now these models do not require any type of painting as they are all molded colored, and you can assemble them quite easily. It took me about an hour and a half, if that, to put this guy together, but they are really awesome. Now the elbows and the knees are double jointed so you can get them into some really great poses. The head is on a ball joint, the wrists are ball jointed, and so are the ankles. So once again, like I said before, you can get some really cool poses off these figures. And unfortunately, Ban Dai doesn't put a display kit with them. But I've noticed when I've gone to the comic book store, they do have some crazy displays that you can actually suit up on these guys and pose them all different types of ways. And they have accessory kits like blast effects and all kinds of other stuff, which I'm going to be looking into and picking up so I can get some great displays of these figures on my shelf. But for now, this is a really cool figure, guys. I'm going to pose them up so you guys can check it out. So check out some of the poses right here. Alright, now most of you guys who watch my channel know that this is one of my favorite poses to put robotic figures in. It kind of shows off the articulation of the figures, and it shows the balance of the figures itself as well. As you can see here, the limbs are almost equally portioned, so you can get them in that good kneeling pose and set them up for a combat position pose, which is really cool. I actually like this. Now I do have a display stand from another action figure that'll work quite well with these Gundam suits. So I'm gonna go ahead and post up another couple of poses that I did with this figure, which I think are really cool. So let's take a look at those now. So the display stand I'm using here actually came with my War in Pockets Mini OP Convoy Commander. It works pretty good with these Gundam models here. As you can see, it does fit the ports that the Gundam suits have for accessories and their own display sets. I'm gonna get some displays because, as you guys know, with the Gundam series, most of their battles actually take place in space, so they're not really on the ground so much. So it'll be cool to actually, when I start building these Gundam models, to actually get displays where I can put them in these aerial positions. Now it's really cool. Now this one here, the next one I'm going to show you the pose, is one of my favorite poses here. I actually like it for the Gundam suits. And after this pose, we're actually going to take a look at another model that I built. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at this next pose. Alright guys, one thing I did forget to mention, the level of detail on these figures here is these handles for the lightsabers or light swords or laser swords, whatever you want to call them. The handles actually mount onto the mobile Gundam suits. They're in their positions where they are in the show. So when you take off the laser sword ends, you can actually mount those onto the Gundam suit. Once again, that is a really cool feature there. I actually like it. Now the shield and the gun, I haven't found a way to mount those on the Gundam suit. I'm pretty sure there's a way. I'm probably going to check the internet and see how most of the guys that are into this model building do it themselves. But it's really cool that some of the weapons, especially their sword weapons, are actually mounted on the suit. You can take them off and display them like this, or if you're using the shield and gun, you can put them back onto the mobile suit and mount them where they actually go. Now I got one more Gundam suit, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at that one. And this one is one of my favorites. Now this Gundam here is my absolute favorite. I remember watching him on TV when I was a kid. This is the RX-78-2 Gundam. It's the Efsf prototype close combat mobile suit. Now this is one of the first Gundams that started off the series, and as you can see, he is pretty armed to the teeth. He has that giant cannon that can actually mount to his back like it does in the cartoon. His shield can mount on his back as well. He has that rifle right there, and as you can see, mounted on his shoulders, he has the two handles there which actually come out for his laser swords. This is a awesome mobile suit right here. It's one of my favorite, just like all the others. The elbows and knees are double jointed. The ankles and wrists are ball joints, and so is the head. Once again, very detailed, awesome. I just love the way this figure looks, and I'm so glad that I was able to get him and add them to my collection, and I'm gonna be getting as many more of these mobile suits as I can. This is truly a good figure right here. If you guys are into Gundam or into robotic figures, I do recommend picking these up, as they are model kits. They look kind of discouraging when you first open up the box, but with these guys here from Ban Dai, once you actually start reading the instructions, they go together quite easily. They fit snug, and so far with the Ban Dai model kits, I haven't had any problem with them. They go together great. They look awesome, and there's nothing else I can say to them. Alright guys, we're going to end the video right here. So that's going to wrap up another episode of Toy Collector Review. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, become a member of this channel. Hit that bell notification so you guys can be notified every time I put out a new video. And guys, if you like the content that I'm putting on this channel, go ahead and hit that like button. And like always, if there's anything you guys particularly want to see, leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll try to do my best to get it put on this channel. Once again, I'm Sergeant Geek, and I'm signing off.